Hi there. Welcome to your operational case study exam pre-scene analysis. My name is Devansh and I will be the lead tutor for the operational case study exam at Finntutors. And I will be making sure that I guide you through each and every part of the operational case study exam in a very systematic, well-planned and flexible way. So this is a pre-scene analysis that is curated by us with a lot of detail, with a lot of care, and with a lot of time. So I'm sure that you're going to find it helpful. Now this pre-scene is going to be used over two windows, which means this pre-scene company is going to be used for the November case study and the February case study. So it's going to be used over two windows. Throughout this pre-scene analysis, we are going to make sure that we give you ideas, hints, and help you understand the pre-scene company in detail. Each and every part, each and every word in the pre-scene will be detailed upon by us, and we will also be giving you syllabus area hints, which means while we are studying something, while we are reading something in the pre-scene, let's say we are reading something about costing. So we'll tell you that this is part of your P1 syllabus. If you're reading something about big data, we'll tell you this is part of your E1 syllabus. So that way, each and every part of the pre-scene, we'll try to correlate it to important parts in E1, P1 and F1, giving you good and specific study hints, study areas to focus upon. Your job will be then to just simply follow the instructions that we give. So each and every part of the pre-scene is handled by us, and there has been a lot of time that is invested in creating this pre-scene. Now the pre-scene analysis that we create is divided into three parts. The first part is the introduction of the company that I'm here to do with you today. The second part is the details about how the company functions. And the third part is the financial analysis, which means analyzing each and every financial given in the pre-scene, which means again analyzing the statement of profit or loss, the statement of financial position, the cash flow statement, analyzing all the budgets in detail, each and every number scrutinized, looked at, imagining what does it mean, trying to understand what does it mean. All of that is done by us as part of the pre-scene analysis, and that is why the entire pre-scene analysis video is or generally comes up to 2 hours, 2 hours and 15 minutes, because every single thing is detailed by us. Also, we give you a PDF file for this pre-scene analysis. So that PDF file is covering everything that you see on screen. You will not have to, go from one place to another or any of that. Everything is compiled to make study easy and flexible for students. Before we begin the pre-scene analysis, something very interesting that I want to tell you all about is our free operational case study exam mini course. I will leave the link in the description below. If you just check the description below, you'll find a link. Just click on the link and you can be part of the free operational case study mini course. It's absolutely free because we try to help as many students as we can, because we are registered providers with CIMA. And this mini course includes the industry analysis, which we create extra for our students. It creates a personalized study plan. It creates, or it gives you important focus areas. It gives you P-pillar learnings, which means P1 learnings. It gives you E-pillar mind maps. There is a whole bunch of information that we have curated and put it for you in that place. So I think that you'll really find it very helpful, and it's absolutely free. So you got to try it now. The link is in the description below. So this entire course or this entire material that you will see is curated by us in a very bespoke way, in a very specific way, and you will see that everything that we do is flexible and easy for students to learn. So I'm hoping that you'll find it helpful. You register for the mini course, but Now, without wasting any time, let's begin with our operational case study exam, pre-scene analysis, part 1. So first and foremost, we address your role in this case study exam. So you have been given the role of a finance officer. We have spoken about this in our introduction video as well. The company that's been given to us, the fictional company that CIMA have created, is called TreadCushy, as we already know. And the logo of the company is a gray and red shoe, which you can see on your screen. It's just something that I want you to get accustomed with. So, what is the role of a finance officer? Let's just quickly recap. So, a finance officer generally helps with short term decisions, preparation of costing information, preparation of budgets, variance analysis, working capital management, cash management, risk management in the short term. So, all of this revolves around the day to day job of a finance officer. And if you look at these points that are listed out, you will see that somewhere or the other, these points are directly linking into E1, P1, and F1, which means the role of a finance officer is derived from the learnings that we have had from our syllabus areas E1, P1, and F1. That is why we say when you are taking a case study exam, it's an amalgamation of your E1, P1, and F1 material plus the pre-scene material that CIMA releases. So you are principally involved in the preparation of management accounting information and providing information to managers to assist with decision making. So your job revolves around management accounting, assisting in decision making. All of this is part of your P1 syllabus, decision making, relevant costing, part of your P1 syllabus. So at times you will also be required to prepare financial statements or give them your outlook, your understanding of financial matters. This directly links into our F1 syllabus. So as you can see throughout the way, we are going to point out syllabus areas whenever something important comes up. Moving on, they will now give us introduction and company information. So mainly speaking about the company now. So TreadCushy is a company that designs, manufactures, and sells. So you design as well, you manufacture as well, and you sell a range of athletic shoes made using natural and recycled materials. So this clearly tells me that I do everything from the beginning to the end dealing with customers, which means I design the shoe, I manufacture the shoe, and then me myself I sell it. So this means it's a vertically integrated company, giving you a financial term here. This means that we are involved in design, manufacture, and then selling. Every single process is handled by you. So, because the pre-scene gave us this information, let's make an analysis on what a vertically integrated company is. A vertical integration is an arrangement in which the supply chain of the company is owned by that company. If I was only designing, manufacturing was someone else, selling was someone else, that's not vertically integrated. Over here, I am designing, then I manufacture, and then I sell. The entire chain is owned by me. So as you can see, everything handled by my company, it's called a vertically integrated company. The advantages are, I have better turnaround times because the entire system is handled by me. Disruptions are reduced, quality is maintained. There can be lower costs because the entire logistics and all of that is handled by me. But there are disadvantages as well, which means if there are any problems, the entire chain will suffer. It may be, everything may sound good, but actually making everything work is difficult. Also, there are cheap outsourcing opportunities available. If the company is not open to them, then they may be, not saving costs where they can. So what I did was, while reading the pre-scene, I found an important word or a highlight, and I elaborated on it to help you understand that better. So, as part of the pre-scene, this is what we'll keep doing. Important words will be highlighted, and then we'll give you our own detailing in a text box on the same. So, if you have the pre-scene printed out with you, or if you're just using a Word document, you can make a note of these important points or discussions that I'm making. You can play the video, pause the video. You have all of those abilities available. So, make sure you use it and make sure you are with me and understanding every step as I explain it. So, what we are trying to do is learn about the company in detail, not missing anything, and obviously relating it to my E1, P1, and F1 syllabus wherever I get the opportunity. Moving on, they are telling us that the company is based in Kieland. So they have made a fictional company, which is TreadCushy, obviously. They have now created a fictional country as well, which is called Kieland. And this country is located in mainland Europe, and the currency is K dollars. Sorry. So TreadCushy is located in a developed economy. What I learn over here is my fictional company is based in a fictional country called Kieland, which is in or which is part of mainland Europe. When I think of Europe, I start to think that okay, this Europe is a developed economy, which means it has good infrastructure, good logistics, skilled people. People have the disposable income, have the spending power. That's what I'm thinking. This also means that the government will have lots of regulations. People will be demanding higher salaries. So I'm starting to think what the features of Europe are globally, because my country is part of Europe and my company is situated in that country. But this tells me that Keeland, being a highly developed economy, means that people will have the interest and the money to spend on sustainable athletic footwear. They'll be aware of it. And the government will also be pushing for these new initiatives. They will push for infrastructure. Why? Because if you go to my industry analysis, we have clearly mentioned that major driving forces for this industry is government support, educated people, or educated teenagers coming into the pipeline or realizing the use of being sustainable, being environmentally friendly. So all of this will be possible because we are in a developed economy. So isn't this a competitive advantage for my company because I'm located in such a country? I really think so. And this increases or betters my demand conditions. Now, why is this important? You may be thinking, why am I telling you all this? Why do we make this extra effort of understanding all of this and put this extra text box? Now, let's say while doing the pre-scene, you understood it my way. You're going through it as detailed as I'm explaining. Now, imagine you're writing a mock question. In that mock question, let's say the opportunity or the question is that we are diversifying into another country. What, and they've asked your opinion. So you can start your answer by saying, looking at the local demand conditions could be a good place to start. For example, our company being in Keeland is a big comparative advantage for us because the demand conditions are going to be high. Similarly, when we are looking to expand, we can look at the demand conditions, the government support, the government initiatives, the awareness of the people in that country, and then decide if our product is a good fit for that country. But you are able to do this because you have done my industry analysis and you have done this detailed pre-scene analysis with me. So that's the entire purpose of doing it in such a detailed way, so that each and everything is clear with you and you have good ideas which you can include in your mock answers when we get there. So whatever I'm presenting to you is good and valuable information that you'll really be able to use when you are writing mock answers. So make sure you're, just with me and understanding. Moving on, they've also told me that TreadCushy was founded in 2007 by Sophia Grigg and Harry Blanc. So the company has been functioning since 2007. So roughly we've been in business, we've been in the market for 13 to 14 years. Now, think logically. Do you know any business in the whole wide world that has existed for 13, 14, or 15 years and has not done well, or has survived by making perennial losses? I don't think it's possible. So, when you've survived for such a long time, you have gone through many resistances, gone through many problems, and at the end of the day, your business is still here. So, this means a business can only and only survive for so long because you have a loyal set of customers, you have a good brand image, all of which is increasing your goodwill. So this is comparative advantage for my business, right? I've been in the market for a long time, so I have loyal customers, I have that goodwill with me. Another feature of the company TreadCushy that you must keep in your mind: you've been in business for, so long, you've developed good goodwill, you've developed good brand awareness, customer loyalty. It's important to keep this in mind. On this next page, they're telling us that prior to founding the company, Sophia and Harry worked for the same major worldwide athletic shoe and clothing brand, which means prior to opening up their own business, they had a lot of experience by working for another competitor. So they will carry business expertise and knowledge because of their part job, and this will be invaluable for TreadCushy. So it's important for us to make a note that our major founders or directors are ones that have good business experience. Sophia and Harry were and still are passionate about the environment, sustainability, and the use of natural materials, natural resources. So over here, we are focusing on a niche market, and their interest corresponds with the growth segments in this market. For example, if you've again done my industry analysis, you'll know that the sustainable athletic footwear is a niche in the entire athletic footwear market. And this market is really growing, is really pushing upwards. So, because our founders have a strong belief and are passionate about the environment, sustainability, it's good for the business because the business focuses the major, I'll say, manufacturing, the major focus, the major core of the business is sustainability. So it's good. Whilst working for this worldwide brand, they increasingly found themselves frustrated at the lack of focus on environmental concerns and the lack of natural and recycled materials being used, which means the company that they earlier used to work for did not focus on environment, they only focused on selling material, selling products rather. As a result, Sophia and Harry decided to develop their own brand of athletic shoes and founded TreadCushy in 2007 based in a small workshop, which means you created a brand focusing on a niche, focusing on your belief. So, developing this brand management, which is part of your E1 syllabus, is going to be very important as we make TreadCushy bigger in this world. So they worked closely with raw material suppliers, and by early 2010, they had developed the first range of athletic shoes made entirely from natural materials. So your main business core, main business focus is natural materials and sustainability. These included wool, natural rubber, sugarcane, and castor beans. You seeing how everything is very much renewable? The athletic shoes were launched in the market in mid 2010, sales of which were throughout the company's website only, and amounted to 25,000 pairs in the first year of the launch. In the first year itself, you sold 25,000 pairs, and they were sold through the company's website only, which means we have our own website. We are harnessing new technology, using new technology. We're not reliant on the old method of people going into stores and buying only. It still works, but websites are what people are now using more and more. So how websites are managed, how we can better use our website, is something you can start to think. We have made discussions on this at a little bit later stage in the pre-scene, but I want you to just pause the video here, spend a couple seconds thinking on how your company can use its website better. In the beginning, Sophia and Harry decided that the production would be kept in house so that they could control the sustainability of the manufacturing process and to ensure that craftsmanship is good. They wanted to have a control on everything. Now, I can say that this is your comparative advantage in today's world. As a new business, the product offering must always be strong and unique to convince customers to choose them rather than big, well established businesses. Which means, again, in our industry analysis, we did a competitive analysis or comparative comparator analysis, sorry, in which we learned that in this market it's a very consolidated market, which means four or five six major players are running the market. So how are you different? How do people choose you over the others? It's important to do something different, and your company has done it by focusing on sustainability and focusing on great craftsmanship. So this is your competitive advantage. You must stay true to the same. Now, why do I say this? From a case study perspective, just think. Let's say we did the entire pre scene analysis. We are focusing on sustainability. You know, the company's core skill is sustainability. In the exam, without any thinking in the mock answers, you start to write that we should expand into clothing. We can start making, clothes with any material just to make sure we are there in that market. Or we can, just not without thinking about the direction of the company. If you put down anything, it could go against you in a very wrong way. So please make sure you remain true to the company's core abilities. Your company is corely based on sustainability. So everything you suggest, everything you think should be in the sustainability parameters, because that's the core business, that's the core value of your company. And because this is a niche market, you need to focus on it and make sure more and more people are garnered and gathered in this niche. So facility, distribution center and head office were established on that site itself. In its early stages, the company was funded with venture capitalist finance as well as by private investors who saw promise in this new brand. Which means in the early stages, Sophia and Harry obviously needed money, right? So where did they get the money from? Where did they get the investment from? They got it from venture capitalists and they got it from private equity funding. Just before we move on, funding is something which is part of your F1 syllabus, debt, equity, not too much in detail, but we just should know that debt and equity are part of our F1 syllabus. We'll be discussing more about this when we get to our financials stage. Now, because we spoke about private equity investors, venture capitalist investors, it's important to address what private equity investments means, what venture capitalist investment means in a very brief way. So this is something that we have added as part of our pre-scene analysis for supplementary reading, just to give you some background information, which is important because it can help you shape the strategy, it can help you shape the thinking of our company. So private equity fund or a venture capitalist invests in companies and looks to sell their stake in about 5 to 10 years for a very substantial profit. That's their mindset. Often they invest in developing technology or developing companies like ours, TreadCushy. This is a major financing option for small companies like us. They generally turn to venture capitalists, when turn to private equity investment. Now, some benefits of venture capitalist investment, equity financing investment is large amounts of funding. These are big companies. They can give your business a whole lot of money if they trust in your capability. Second, they give you good incentives as well, which means they have good connections, they have good, advisory panels, which can be good for small businesses. Third, I'll majorly now focus on the disadvantages of private equity funding. Firstly, they when they invest in your company, they'll ask for ownership, which means they will ask for 5%, 10%, 20%, 30% ownership. It could be the case. So you are losing power. Second, because you lost this power, you can't really control the management side of the business. So they've taken control. So let's think of this from the TreadCushy perspective. So as a business, TreadCushy has gone to these venture capitalists and private equity investors. They trusted the business, they gave you some money, but they are going to demand returns themselves. They are going to demand management control themselves. So this is one aspect that we must keep in our mind. So, how will this business get their return, or how will they exit from the investment? First could be repurchase, which means you as a company or some of the directors pool their resources together and purchase the stake of the private equity company or the venture capitalists. This is a good option, but it requires lots of money, so it can be expensive. Second easy way is a secondary sale. One private equity firm sells it to another private equity firm. Very common is an IPO. So these venture capitalists and these private equity firms are going to push for the company to go public in the near future, which means once it is listed, they can sell their shares for a handsome profit and exit. This could be the case with TreadCushy as well. As TreadCushy grows, as it looks at its goals in the near future, venture capitalists or private equity investors could see it as a huge opportunity to power this growth and then list the company so that they can exit, making a handsome profit. So TreadCushy must keep this in their mind that this is a scenario that they can face. And because we are learning about our company, it's important to know these features. That is why we gave it to you as supplementary reading. After doing our supplementary reading, we are back to the pre-scene now. So, the passion and drive of both Sophia and Harry, as well as the support of early investors, ensured that TreadCushy went from strength to strength, not only gaining brand awareness in Keelan, but in many other European countries, which means because of our craftsmanship, because of us controlling our quality, we were able to grow the brand. And the brand was able to establish itself in many other European countries. So I put a globe here, which will trigger your understanding the more and more you read it, because this globe signifies that we are a multinational business. This has been further explained as we go into the pre-scene, but know that our brand is now established in many European countries. In 2015, the company launched a range of athletic shoes with uppers made from fabric created from yarn that was derived from wood pulp. With such fabric giving natural weather resistant properties, Sophia and Harry developed a range of performance athletic shoes for running, which were launched in the market in 2017. So you can see the innovativeness and you can see the sustainability credentials that we have been true to. That is my comparative advantage. That is what my company is good at. In the same year, TreadCushy opened its first store in the capital city of Keelan, having previously relied entirely on selling directly through the website. So we opened our first physical store. Yes, it's important, it's good. But before that, we were relying on our website only. So, website management and the upkeep of the same will be key here, because in this modern world, how the website is managed, how you make it more interactive is very important. So, the digital aspect from your E1 syllabus becomes very important. How do you use machine learning? How do you use AI, artificial intelligence, on a website? How do you engage customers on your website? That becomes very important from your E1 syllabus. So what you can do is, now when you're revising E1, you can start thinking about TreadCushy, you can start thinking about the website of TreadCushy and how you can manage it. So see, by doing the pre-scene, it gives you specific focus areas of E1, P1 and F1 as well. In addition, the production facility was expanded and a new distribution center was opened 10 kilometers from the main site, which means we are growing. The company is growing at a rapid pace. So, management of the company and having good control on costs or decision making will be key. Haphazard growth is very harmful. So, good directed growth is very important. Now, because we are growing, we are buying land, buying machineries. So your F1 syllabus of IS 16, property, plant and equipment, revaluation, disposal of assets, impairment of assets, can be a very important syllabus area and can be something that our questions in the mocks and in the final exam can revolve around. So we are giving you all aspects while we do this pre-scene together. In the year to 30th June 2021, so the company's year end they're taking as 2021 June, the company's revenue was K dollars 68 million and the profit before tax was K dollar 6 million. So what I can see from here is the company's revenue is 68 million and the profit before tax was 6 million, which means my profitability from the revenue is about between 9 and 10%. We'll come to the financials at a later stage, but what I want to point out over here is just for you to know that the company from 2007, in these 15 years, has really moved forward, because you have revenues of 68 million dollars, which means it's not a small company. I'll say it's a medium to large company now. It's a company that's recognized in the market. So why are these numbers important? Now, you might be thinking, why am I telling you all about this comparative advantage nature, this core principles, these numbers? Because they are useful when you are writing mock answers. How? Because let's say you're writing anything about growth, you're writing about any topic on costs, you're writing about any topic at all. You can just start your answer by saying, as TreadCushy, we must be true to our sustainability credentials, and then continue your answer. It's including your pre-scene as part of your answer. That's what the examiner wants. Also, when you're writing something, you can say TreadCushy now is a large company. Our revenue is around $68 million, which means we are recognized in the market. And our innovative products can further push our brand status in the market. When you write something like this and then go on to explaining parts of your answer, it really adds value. The examiner understands that, okay, this person knows the pre-scene, analyze the pre-scene, and that is the entire theme of the exam. In the exam, what they're asking you to do is play a role as a finance officer in the company TreadCushy. So when you at work as well as a finance professional are answering something, you'll always make it very true and you'll always make it very much related to your company that you are working for, right? You have to do the same exact thing over here, but think of yourself as working for TreadCushy. Everything you write has to be relevant to TreadCushy, and that is what this entire pre-scene is about. It's going to give you good ideas, great ideas, which you can use to write your answers, include in your answers, which at the end of the day is the theme of this exam. So these numbers are not only here for decoration purposes, they are for important purposes which you can use. During that year, the company sold more than 700,000 pairs of athletic shoes in 10 European countries and opened its 14th store. The company is growing rapidly. We have 14 stores and we are in 10 European countries. By 2025, which means our goal going forward is to be selling over 1 million pairs of athletic shoes across more than 20 countries. So double my country's presence. Right now you're in 10. Double that to 20 and increase my shoe selling to 1 million pairs. The company has the aim to be carbon neutral by 2030. So first and foremost, our growth plan needs to be kept in mind. So whenever you are suggesting something, whenever you are suggesting a strategy, you can keep in mind that, okay, this is the growth plan of the company. I need to make my suggestions revolve around the same. And secondly, this is your comparative advantage and can be used extensively while writing case study style answers, that you aim to be carbon neutral by 2030. This is your vision statement. This is what you want to accomplish in the future. So keep this in mind. This is very important to understand what the company wants to do in the future. Coming to the next part now, they give us extracts from TreadCushy's website. So they've taken some extracts from the website and they've put it over here to help us understand the company better. So what's special about our athletic shoes? There are three main things. The first is they're made from 100% natural or recycled materials. Everything is naturally sourced, naturally made, and it's 100% sustainable. That's my business's core value. Second, they are made in Keeland at our own production facility. Every single thing is made at one production facility. So we pride ourselves on keeping 100% of our production in-house, which means the weaving, the assembly, the final inspection, every single thing is done by us and overviewed by our skilled craftspeople. Third, created with comfort and style both. So we strongly believe that once you've owned a pair of TreadCushy athletic shoes, you'll never want to go back to any other brand. So these are the three main pillars of my business. I must always be true to these. So from this extract, there are some important points that I developed. First is 100% recycled material, including packaging. Second, 100% in-house production. Third, skilled craftspeople. Fourth, stylish and comfortable. So these points mention our competitive advantage and areas why my brand is unique. Why am I different to others? I must keep striving and improving upon these qualities. It's always important to stay true to the same, to the business. Continuing the information on the website itself, the website says, where can I buy a pair of TreadCushy athletic shoes? First step is pick from your retail locations, which are 14 in number as of now. We already know that. Secondly, you have online stores, which is available on our website. And third, we have a shopping app as well, which means there are three sales channels. Because of our online stores and shopping apps, we will have huge volumes of customer data. People will make their accounts, people will buy from there. So we'll have huge volumes of data. So how can we manage and use this data? I talked about this before as well. So this is very important in today's world. And this brings up topics from our E1 syllabus like big data, data analytics, machine learning, AI. These are areas that you will focus upon. So it's very important to think how we can use this data, how we can serve the customers better by using this data. Because obviously, because we have all of this data stored in one place, can we analyze it? Can we break it down? Can we understand where customers are buying from, when they are buying, what prices are they buying, what products do they want, and then we can give them products accordingly. So data has that huge mining ability, and that is why it's important that we harness the full potential of big data and data analytics to our businesses. I'll say comparative advantage. Make it something that you are good at. Use it extensively. This can be suggestions that you can put forward when you are writing mock exams. This is very important. Now also, because you are focusing on, an online store and on an app that is connected, so digital costing, digital asset management, app management becomes very important, and this is clearly part of your P1 syllabus. Now it's part of your costing aspects, their costing chapters, something that you can focus on. Syllabus areas are continuously being pointed out. Hope you are making a note of the same. To show you again how data can be used, I was asking you to continuously think about how we can use data better. So let's see how a real world shoe manufacturing company is doing it. So another supplementary reading aspect for you here. This is a study on big data, of how big companies are using big data, data analytics for their advantage. One such case study is Nike. So Nike uses its apps, including Nike Training Club, Nike Sneakers, and the Nike app to collect customer data. This data can then be transformed into valuable customer insights and used to help the brand decide what to make, where to make, what to keep in stock. It's also used to customize what each customer sees in their apps in order to increase engagement and personalize as much of the shopping experience as possible. So the company's direct to customer initiative, making sure that they deal with the customer directly through its apps, through its website, costs Nike a lot of money, obviously, but the revenue that it generates, the after sale revenue, the after sale benefits that it generates by being connected to the customer is unparalleled. Nike's success with going direct to customer comes down to how the company is using data and analytics to deliver better customer experience. Nike also utilizes this data to inform its physical retail location strategy. If they're seeing that a lot of people are buying, shoes online from central New York or next to Central Park, they might think about this area as being a high traffic area, so let's just open up a shop there. You can only do that if you're collecting this data, if you're analyzing this data. So Nike is using it in so many ways. They use data to select stores, select the products in that stores, select which neighborhood is better for athletic shoes or which neighborhood is better for fashion shoes. All of that they are able to do and serve the customers better because of using big data and analytics. So you might be thinking again, why am I telling you all this? So let's look at the final thoughts. So one of Nike's greatest strengths has always been that it doesn't wait for competitors. It's always the first one to move. So TreadCushy can think about first mover advantage, can think about, setting the path by itself. It doesn't have to wait for someone. Secondly, Nike is still looking to win with its products, but it's also looking to differentiate, always trying to do something different, new features, new innovations. Their efforts have paid off because thanks to all the data collected and massive investments in big data, Nike has become the largest and also the most efficient athletic footwear production company in the world. Why did we do all of this? So point of all of this is that my company can also do the same. Why isn't TreadCushy using big data? Why isn't TreadCushy connecting with customers? Why isn't TreadCushy harnessing data analytics? We are a big company manufacturing and delivering our products. So something like this can be a huge opportunity for us. When you're writing your mock exams with me, and let's say something about big data, comparative advantage, investment comes into the picture, you can start your answer by saying, like huge conglomerates around the world like Nike have done by investing in big data, our company TreadCushy can also do the same, as the benefits are unparalleled. You can do that if you've done the pre-scene with me, if you've gone through the supplementary reading aspects that we have created for you. So make sure you use this pre-scene to your advantage, because everything has been given by us and we are showing you how you can use it as well. Now, going through it multiple times is your job. After the supplementary reading, we are back to the pre-scene. So the first step on the website was choose where you want to buy from, whether you want to buy at a retail store, online store, or from the app. The second step is to choose whether you want casual shoes or whether you want performance shoes. Casual are comfortable, stylish. Performance are mainly athletic shoes that are used for running to enhance your fitness in that situation. Under the casual range, you have the wool range and the wood range. Under the performance range, you have the hill range and you have the flat range, which you can see there are different products, different ranges, different colors, different perspectives. A whole variety of products are being offered by us. Many different designs, many different colors in the casual range. In the performance range, we have regular designs with 5 colors, we have elite designs with 5 colors. So we can see two main ranges, but under that we have a whole lot of different products that we are offering. So as we grow, increasing our product ranges could be something that we look at. For example, right now we are only looking at shoes. Once we meet our growing goal in the shoes segment, we can probably look at sustainable athletic clothing as well, because lots of major brands are doing that. So that could be a goal in the next 10 years, 15 years for the company once we have established ourselves in the athletic footwear. But know that we have a variety of products that customers can choose from in different categories, in different designs, and in different colors. The next section that we are now moving on to on your screen is the directors of our company. We'll one by one discuss who the directors are, what their comparative advantages are, and that is quite important as a section when you are learning about a company, because knowing what the director's ideas are, because the directors shape the future of the company, they're going to run the company. So whatever they think and their ideas are very important for us to know from the company's perspective. I also recommend director section as important, because it's something that you can easily use as part of your mock answers and really get a lot of marks on. For example, let's first discuss our managing director, Sophia Grigg. So Sophia is one of the co-founders of TreadCushy and has responsibility for the business as a whole. She overlooks the entire business. She also has responsibility for marketing, and together with her co-founder Harry Blanc, has final sign off on new designs and products. She looks at the entire business. In that, she looks at marketing and signs off on new designs as well. Sophia has a keen interest in sustainability and is continuously looking for ways to reduce any harmful impact of the business on the environment. So, what I understood is Sophia is well experienced to carry out this job. She previously worked with a competitor, so she knows the day to day of the business, knows how everything works. She's also bound to have good market knowledge because she's worked for competitors, which is good for my business. Her interest in being even more sustainable can be a big boost and a positive sign for the business, because that's my core value. You can use her name for consultation when writing any development or retailing related topics. She's always looking at product development, which can be a good sign for the business as well. She's always looking to continuously improve and continuously develop products. Why I consider the directors section as good from mock writing perspective is, let's say again you're writing an answer on new designs or anything you want to quote about new designs, the running of the business. You can just put a simple line over there saying that we can take advice from Sophia Grigg because she's an expert on this matter. By just including the manager's name, the examiner knows that okay, this person has gone through the pre-scene, analyzed the pre-scene, revised the pre-scene, has knowledge about the pre-scene, and you'll get your marks. So by using simple director names, knowing what each director is good at in your own words is what we are asking for, because you'll be able to use it many times to write a very good and well integrated answer. So make it a point to remember what director is good at what their roles are, because you will be able to use it when you are writing mock answers, and it will add a whole lot of integration value. Next director we are speaking about is Harry Blanc. He's the product development and IT director. So he's the co-founder of TreadCushy, as we already know, and has overall responsibility for the development of new athletic shoe designs, as well as the IT department. He looks at two things. Harry is passionate about fitness and well-being and is keen to expand the product base of the business into apparel and other fitness related products. He's also interested in digital and social media marketing and has recently appointed a dedicated social media marketing manager. First and foremost, he deals with two things: product development and IT, two of the most important parts of the business. So, as we grow, as we move forward, will Harry be able to do both? Can he do justice to both? Can he do justice to product development and IT? I don't think so. So, as the business grows, there may be the need for an IT director. Keep this in mind. Next, he has a great vision as he wants to grow the business in the lucrative market of apparels and other fitness products. We said that it could be one opportunity, and Harry is looking to harness this opportunity in the future. He also showcases interest in the two most up and coming forms of marketing, which is social media and digital platforms. Lots of companies are doing it. So, how is TreadCushy doing it? How is TreadCushy going to do it? How do we use social media is also very important. And we'll focus more on this once we get to the working of the company and in the later stages. With that, we have come to the end of the first part of our pre-scene analysis. I thank you for being here. You will see that in the first part of the pre-scene, we showcase to you exactly how detailed our entire pre-scene analysis is going to be. And every single part is covered in the same way. The second part of the pre-scene focuses on the functions of the company. The third part of the pre-scene focuses on the financials. So a whole lot more is to come. We have very wide variety of material. We have very wide variety of mocks that we offer with our personalized support. So I'm hoping that you will find all of this helpful. My email is on the screen. My personal WhatsApp number is on the screen. You can reach us for more information. You can visit our website if you've not already. But signing up early is important as our seats fill up. Plus, it gives you flexibility in using our material. So, thank you for being here. That was the first part of the pre scene. I hope you have found it helpful.